All right, guys, we're off to a rough start. Drone down! You know, cinematic look. Hey, what's up, local NAR fam? This is Zach. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the Insta360, the X4 right here, the brand new 8K, so far my all-time favorite camera, and then the brand new Hover X1 Pro Max 8K camera drone that has AI and can auto follow. I just tested it out yesterday with the kids at Keystone. Not super happy with it, so I wanted to come out here in a more controlled environment and not only practice dialing in all of the settings, which I played with last night on all the various modes, but additionally compare it next to this X4. Like, is a drone really needed these days? Unless you're getting like really nice aerial shots. I feel like for the action sports, this Insta360 just blows my mind. You're close enough, but it gives you that wide angle to where you really are all up in the action. I'll show some footage on screen, but it's not getting lost in trees. It's not a headache. I will say this was easy to deploy, but my guess is you know, just day one, I was already getting a little frustrated. So I may just end up returning the drone. We'll have to see. But today, we'll see if I can get it dialed in and get some killer shots with it. All right, guys, let's get out there and shred some gnar. Yo! All right, made it up here to the top. I'm gonna set up a couple different angles and just track lightly through this area here where there's not a ton of trees, but still something. And I'm gonna set up this camera on the back. And I got these clamps that I ordered off of Amazon. And I've been thinking about how can I get a drone-like shot out of the Insta360. So I think what we could do is compare the follow feature of the Hover Pro Max versus the Insta360 and see which one looks better. My guess is a lot of this footage is probably gonna look better on the Insta360, but we'll see. You guys will have to comment down below. I'm gonna go through all this hard work so you don't have to. Thanks for following along. So I got this model right here off of Amazon. I don't know, 60 to 80 bucks, and it gets the job done. I've already broken off a couple of these, so I ended up getting extra clamps here, and I got extra pulls in case I break it off again. But what's really nice with all this aluminum is it always snaps here. It doesn't snap at the neck. As you can see, I'm really rough on this thing, and it's still alive. I just ordered my second one, but I'm gonna pull this out. Probably a little more, something like this. Maybe not that far. All right, we'll roll with something like that. The problem here is, guys, if I turn too sharp, it digs into the snow and then it just snaps right off. I'm gonna try to increase my angle a little bit, but we'll roll with that and then I'll throw the drone up. Okie dokie. So I am now recording on the Insta360. So this is going to be the angle that you're going to see. And my assumption is, I haven't done this one yet, but I think it should capture the entire bike, as well as a lot of this, hopefully all the way out to here. The problem is when you do the wide angle, you can't see very far. So I'm hoping with the cover, we can see a little bit further and get kind of that, you know, cinematic look. So what I'm gonna do is throw this puppy up, and I'm gonna put it on follow mode, high and far back, and as far as it'll go, and see what it looks like. We'll have to see when it comes back from editing what all this content comes together like, but I think it'll still have some advantages. Let's throw it up. All right, it's up. Alright guys, we're off to a rough start. It immediately failed in the follow mode. Said it lost the tracking of the target, so I'm going to try cycling mode since this is a little bit bigger and see how it does there. So now it's up there. Get a switch. Woo. All right, now that worked really well. I don't know what the footage looks like. I'm looking at everything on this tiny little screen right here, but I'll say right now, this beacon here is what it's called. If you don't have this beacon, it is so scary doing the drone because it's so small, and it's not with the motor on, I can't hear it at all, but it's not that loud. Whenever I was snowboarding with the kids yesterday, I just looked back and the thing was gone. I had to jump all the way back up the hill to go retrieve the thing. It was horrible. After doing it the third time, I was just like done. But I didn't have the beacon. I was just trusting in the AI recognition. Really, it's recognizing a person, and I even noticed my son Wilder, it was reconnecting to him and to me, because I was wearing this outfit as well as he was wearing the red outfit, and it kept going back and forth. So I don't know, I'm gonna just cruise around a little bit. I was impressed that it made it through the trees. I'm gonna see if kind of put it through its paces and see how well it does. Maybe I'm gonna try a mid height now. That was following high. Let me check the settings here. Another moto I'm gonna try before I go back and start making custom revisions to each of the features. I'm gonna go from the follow feature to now the dolly feature, which means it's gonna kind of track beside me. You gotta watch out for trees and stuff, but I figured this could make for some cool content, especially if I got a big open area like over there in the valley there. That's actually probably where I'll use it the most. But let's give it a go right here and see how it does. Holy crap. Flat, mid height. Okay.
Middle, dolly track.
Converted back to normal follow. Oh man. Okay, that was weird. Alright. I want to try a dolly track again. Let's see if we can get it going.
Dolly track.
Drone down! What happened, dude? Whew. I think the track probably hit it, huh? I'll have to say I've already wrecked this thing quite a bit, and it's durable. I love the fact that, oh, right as I said it's durable, we lost we ended up losing a propeller. Dang, what a bummer. Well, wonder if it'll still fly. Think? Probably not. Well, that was short-lived. See, this is the thing with the drones. They just always break. I mean, I don't even feel like that was a crazy section. I don't know how it didn't make it through there. I couldn't imagine in the summertime taking this thing out. I'll just be wrecking it left and right. Maybe I try some of the closer follow settings. I don't know. But I guess I gotta send this thing off for repair now. I don't know, guys. It seems like the Insta360 is the winner. I'm gonna go ahead and take this drone back to the truck so that I'm not lugging it around. That's the other thing, is this Insta360, it's just so simple. It's so easy. I like the handheld GPS watch here too. I'm recording on it right now. I'm gonna put it back on the handlebars and then cruise back to the truck. So before I continue riding for the day, my conclusion is drones suck. And although you can get some really cool aerial footage for the most part with all the action sports that I do, this Insta360 that I'm shooting on right now has proved to just be like a game changer. I mean, I've had every generation of GoPro, and there's nothing like the Insta360 X4. And the AI editing, I mean, it's next level. The hover's cool, but I don't know, I think they still got some work to do. I'll probably still send it off for service and see if I can keep playing with it, since I did get the warranty. But maybe just stick to more like joystick aerial shots so that I don't damage it. I don't know, maybe back to the drawing board, we'll see. But definitely, if you're on the fence between the hover for your ski adventure type shots and the Insta360, it's a no-brainer in my opinion. Insta360 X4 all day. I mean, I'm looking at mine right now and it is just scratched to heck, like destroyed. I broke off probably 4 or 5 sticks now, especially on the moto side, as well as skiing. If you guys enjoyed this video, I'm gonna rip around a little bit more, but if you guys like this type of content, give us a big thumbs up, drop comments, share, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace. Alright guys, so I'm gonna cruise around a little bit and just get some shots for you with the Insta360. These are some of my favorite cliffs to drop right here in Vail Pass, kind of facing the highway right above Black Lake 1 and 2 by the parking lot. Great, you know, I mean, they're not small, but you can kind of hit these ones over here that are more like 5 feet, and then they kind of ramp all the way up to about, I don't know, 30 feet or so, 35 feet. But these are really fun. Like right here, this isn't bad. This is probably a 20-ish, 25-foot drop, I don't know. Either way, super fun terrain. I'm not gonna be dropping it today because it's super hard packed. I mean, I'll break something if something goes wrong, but I think we're supposed to get a foot tonight, so probably just cruise around a little bit more and then call it earlier today and go ahead and get the bike serviced. I think I need some coolant as well as get some work done. All right, boys, thanks for watching. You.